both parties who did what they did seemed like they kind of got what, I don't want to say they deserved, but they got
let's just say they got the attention they were looking for.
Yeah. Or, it's just,
but it was more negative than what they expected.
You know what I mean? It's what is the law that says for every action, there's an equal or opposite or equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what it is. You got what you had coming for you.
Impact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. In fact, my hustle is intact. My muscle tough as the hustle, the numbers is just that. And I'ma keep winning and sit back. I love the feeling of killing them with that. Attacking the process, tackling topics, master synopsis. This the residual impact, yeah.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
And your man, JaMichael Moore. And we are the Residual Impact Podcast.
Here we inspire others to find the greatness within themselves.
And then apply it to the community.
Let's go.
Come on, man.
We back for another one, brother. You already know what it is. Shout out to each and every single one of you beautiful people that are tapped in right now, whether you're listening to us on the audio platforms or if you're watching us on YouTube. Mike, you got some housekeeping rules. Speaking of YouTube, what are they?
Man, so just make sure you take your shoes off when you step into the door.
I said speaking of YouTube. Come on, you can't do that. I already said YouTube.
You did say YouTube. Well, for those of you that are stopping by the channel for the first time, hey, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's only one click away. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up. And B, what am I gonna say?
Hit thumbs up. That's all.
Hit that dislike button if you do not like it, okay? It's okay. We just want to learn from it. That's all. Also, if you listen to us on the many podcast platforms, hey, please leave us a review, man.
Yo, most definitely.
Please.
We need that.
We love those,
especially on Apple.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a few 5-star reviews, which to those of you guys who have left some reviews for us, we greatly appreciate it. But we need more reviews out there. So I need y'all who are tapped in, go ahead and leave a review. Just stop what you're doing right now. We'll wait. We'll give it a few minutes. All right, that was less than a few minutes, but we're going to give you some time regardless. You can go ahead and leave us a review, okay?
Yeah, and then just lastly, make sure you leave a comment on YouTube if you're watching us on YouTube, because we greatly appreciate those as well.
Most definitely.
So, I think that's about it, B.
I mean, that's all I can think of for real.
Yeah, man.
Housekeeping is very important.
It is.
Yeah.
We got to make sure we go over those rules, because if we don't, they'll forget.
That's true.
So
rules are important, even though some people say rules are meant to be broken. Those rules that we just mentioned are not meant to be broken. They're non-negotiables. Go ahead and leave those reviews. Leave a comment on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, the whole nine. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
So.
Yes, brother man. Best brother man.
Man, we have definitely passed the 50 episode threshold. You know what I'm saying? We've been getting some congratulations with that. So shout out to each and every single one of y'all who've been congratulating us for it.
Mama. We made it.
Yes, we have indeed. That just means, as of right now with this episode, we have less than 50 to go to meet 100.
Yes, sir.
So
that's big, man.
It's closer than close.
That's big, man.
That is very big.
Yeah. Think about how good we are now, or how much we've learned up until the point of 50 episodes, and how much more we will learn to be at 100. It's just like, bro, like, look at the elevation that we've done. And I just think this is an amazing thing. So only, not even sky's the limit. What you always say?
I always say outer space is the limit. The sky's too close.
Yeah, man. So look, hey, and apparently even outer space is not big enough, because if you go out of the universe, it's bigger than what we think. So, hey.
I mean, that's technically still space, but
I mean, but is it though?
I mean, yeah. And when you think about space, like the great beyond, as so many people put it, like it's infinite. We don't even know what else is out there.
We don't. We're a small speck in the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary. But that's a whole nother episode. We're not gonna get into that black hole right there, okay?
Well, yeah, enough about that, man. Just real quick, what I want to say to the people, like this specific episode right here, because of when we're shooting it, some of these topics may seem a little outdated when we actually drop it, because our new drop date, or our tentative drop date from what we're working on currently, is we're shooting for every Friday now. Normally we would drop an episode on Tuesday. Tuesday was the main goal, but sometimes we would drop on Wednesday, Thursday,
Life happens.
Friday, or Saturday.
We human.
But now we're actually trying to be more consistent and sticking with one specific date. That way we give us enough time to edit and get these episodes out to you guys in a timely fashion. So our tentative drop date from now on until further notice, which I think this is something that we're going to keep anyway, would be Fridays. So every single Friday, preferably in the morning, we're going to drop a new episode for y'all. And when this drops on the following Friday, some of this news may be a little bit outdated, but like we always say, man, there's always a lesson to be learned.
But before we get into it, hey, brother, how was your week, man?
Yo, surprisingly, the week was pretty good.
What was it like?
You know what I always say every time you ask me how was my week, right?
Every day below ground is a great day.
Below? Wait a minute. Wait, hold up. Below?
Hey, yo. Nah, we above this ground, man. We grateful.
I am not trying to end up below ground, brother.
I rebuked that I just said. Let me stop.
Facts. Because we already know.
Yes, sir.
It's an evil world we live in. But hey, I'm going to keep living.
Big facts.
Talk that talk.
So every day above ground is a good day. All right. I'm going to correct him on that. But what I always say is when it comes to my week, it's always full of the work.
Yes.
Whether working the 9 to 5 or working on a podcast. But this week so far, man, it's just been pretty good, man. Recently, I ended up going to the Cocktails Dirty Discussion live show in Atlanta. And they sold out City Winery, man. Like that's a big move. Shout out to Cocktails because I mean, I don't know how many of our listeners actually tap into the show, but I know for sure I'm definitely tapped in. I mean, I like to listen to, other podcasts, especially local podcasts, those who have been doing it for years, those who have been doing it for months. Whatever the case may be. I like to study other podcasts. I like to study other podcasters, see what they do. Maybe take some notes from them, borrow some notes from them, and, apply it to us, apply it to our blueprint, or kind of formulate what we got going on around something that I may have seen somebody else do. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? I look at the people who came before us, and from to my knowledge, these ladies have been in the podcasting game for like 6 or 7 years.
Man.
So they went on a tour last year. They're on a tour again this year, and they're killing it. So kudos to them. Shout out to those ladies. I was fortunate enough to get a picture with them, chat with them for a little bit. And I'm going to say this. I would love to have a collab with at least, some of the top podcasts that I listen to, Cocktails being one of them, Poor Minds being another one. Actually, speaking of Poor Minds, I got to meet Lex P of Poor Minds. She was at the cocktail show this weekend. So I got to meet her. She is tall in person. Like, she is much taller in person than I thought. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out to her. Didn't get a chance to meet Drea, who's one of the other hosts of Poor Minds, but there'll be a time where I get to meet them.
Most definitely.
Also, would love to do a collab with 85 South one day.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to them. We already know that those brothers out there killing it.
Gonna sit on that couch one day.
For real.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I definitely want to do some sort of collab with the 3 of those podcasts that I just mentioned. Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling they on the way.
Hey, man, talk that talk, man. We got to speak it before we can see it.
That's a fact.
That's what it is.
Yes, sir.
That's what it's about.
But yeah, man, now in addition to that, met some wonderful people at the Cocktails event, other than, the host of Cocktails and, Lex from Poor Minds. I also got to meet some nice ladies who sat at the table with me. And one of them, you and I actually had a conversation with recently, like some life-changing things in the works. Just put it that way.
Most definitely, bro. For real. No coincidence to meet these great people, I will say.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Meeting, for real.
I just wish you was at the show with me, man. Like, that would have been clutch.
Nah, it would have been. Probably would have met a lot more people then.
Yeah, probably.
Definitely would have, man. But yeah, I'll definitely be at the next one. I'll be at the next one.
Yeah, and leave early, right?
Well, I still got a bedtime, so
this guy.
Hey, man, look, that's just me.
What are you, 31 or 61?
Hey, listen, okay. Hey, you gotta get to bed on time, so gotta get up early.
Okay, so off camera, ladies and gentlemen, we talked about naps.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
You enjoy taking naps, and I get
them.
it. Some people, they enjoy taking naps. They can't live without them.
Love them. Keep going. Let's talk more.
But My thing is, if you're going to take a nap and then you want to go to bed early, what's the point? You're losing a good portion of your day.
Well, I don't always get to go to bed early. I mean, that's more like a luxury at times when I do get to go to bed early. Normally, I'm in the bed by like anywhere between 12 and 2 o'clock a.m. So I really don't get the luxury of going to bed. But I do wake up early every day. So that's why I like to take naps, because it's just I be on go, and then sometimes I have to just slow myself down. And then a nap is just a great way to do it. And God bless me to be able to, I can go to sleep any and everywhere. If I close my eyes, I can go to sleep. So for me, that little 15 to an hour, yeah, it just rejuvenates.
A 15-minute nap?
Yeah.
That seems like a tease, yo. I don't think I could do that.
Oh, sometimes you be mad after, but sometimes when you need it, hey, you'll take them little 15 minutes just to rejuvenate you. Think about it. You put your phone on charge for 15 minutes, it'll do something. You know what I mean? It'll do a little work. Might not get it to where you want it to be, but it'll do a little work.
Yeah, you're right about that.
So that's all.
So you were comparing our internal batteries, quote unquote, to the internal batteries on the cell phone?
Well, just to give a little, a little metaphor, a little analogy of how it can work. Yeah, a little bit.
But when you unplug the phone after 15 minutes, I don't think the phone is upset.
It ain't upset, but you are. You be upset. You be like, man, dang, I wish it was a little bit more, right? It'd be the same way.
You're right. You got a point. Okay.
Hey, that was good.
That was good. That was really good. I commend you on that. But like Jeezy once said, I can sleep when I die.
This guy.
You feel me?
He did say that.
Yeah.
The original snowman. We ain't gonna go into detail about it.
Come on, we already know what that's about.
Yeah. Got in trouble for those shirts a lot of times.
Oh, man. Yeah. Schools banned those T-shirts.
Yeah, man.
And he even said it in the song once. He was like, can't ban the snowman. This is thug motivation, just a part of the program.
That's crazy.
Listen.
Really banned a shirt.
Yes. Because once teachers and school officials found out what the snowman meant.
Yeah. It was over with.
It was over.
Good times.
For real. But yeah, man, that's pretty much how my week went, because it's still kind of early in the week as we're recording this.
Yeah.
Other than that, I did watch the Super Bowl. Got home from work in time to catch the halftime show and beyond.
Yeah.
So
great game.
It was a great game. Yeah.
It was a good game.
I wasn't rooting for Kansas City or Philadelphia, but it was a good turnout.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I wish I could have put some money up.
Of course. You a gambling man.
Hey man, look, I was ready to win. I rooted for the team that won too, so I could have won some money, but unfortunately nobody wanted to bet me. But it might have been a sign. I don't need to bet yet. So
yeah. I believe it. But enough about me, man. How was your week?
Oh man, this week has been, I probably said this in the last episode as well, it's just been a week of transition. I'm having to learn and adjust through the new life changes that I've been going through. I don't look at stuff as bad. It's all a part of the process. And I heard a quote this week. It said, when you experience loss, it is a great time for reflection. And when you reflect, it's actually brings excellence. So I just been using this time to reflect and to to really, what's the word I'm looking for, to like focus in and hone in on things that I really want to make better in my life. So I think that's just where I'm at. I have found a new I don't want to call it a hobby, but it's just something I enjoy. I realize I like cigars, man. I enjoy cigars. It's one of the things I like to do. I like to have it with a glass of wine, and that's just my thing now, man.
Hey, this man on his sophisticated swag,
dude. I don't know what it is about it. It was. I think for me, I listen to Steve Harvey a lot, and then he always has a cigar, and I was like, I kind of like, what does he always have a cigar for? Because you don't inhale a cigar.
Right. You taught me that. The very first time I had a cigar was with you.
You do not inhale a cigar. If you do, I promise you it will be the last time you inhale a cigar, okay?
Bruh. Or anything for that matter.
Bro.
Because we are typically used to
inhaling us, you know what I mean? That's what you do. I'm just being honest. But nah, you don't do it. I learned, and you break it down. It's more about the experience. It's more about the unwinding. It's a thing about, having a cigar and just being able to relax and just take your time out and get away from the day or the week that you may have had. So for me, that's just what I've been doing. I like to go to this place and just have me a nice cigar and some wine on the side and just listen to some jazz music, which I love. And it's just a time for me just to reflect, bro. And that's just been my new thing. I've been really focusing on me and the things that I've want to enjoy in life and focusing on my purpose. So that's just where I'm at right now in this place in my life.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, man. But life is good, though. Life is great. Actually.
Most definitely, especially above ground.
Above ground. You right.
Above ground. I don't want to experience life below ground or underground until that time comes. Until
the time is there.
But yeah, man, on that note, I definitely didn't really want to start the show off this way, but, kind of talking about, above ground and below ground. I definitely want to send my condolences out to this gentleman's family, man. When I heard the news a few days ago, as of this recording, it definitely shocked me because I saw it trending on Twitter. I want to send my condolences to De La Soul, man. They lost one of their members, man. Plug 2, a.k.a. Dave, a.k.a. Trugoy the Dove. This brother passed away recently. I believe he was age 54. You know what I'm saying? And I saw De La Soul trending and along with the term RIP, and I was like, yo, what happened? Because De La Soul, man, they definitely one of my favorite groups of all time.
Right.
One of my favorite songs that I've ever heard from them was Ooh with Redman, and then Ring, 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 and then, their first album, 3 Feet High and Rising, was definitely a classic. Came out the year that I was born. And, of course, I didn't listen to it that year, but much later I was able to appreciate the cuts off that album. Even was able to get a pair of Nike SB Dunks that were designed based on that album. So, yeah, man, condolences to Dave's family and the other members of De La Soul. According to CNN right now, as of this recording, a cause of death has not been provided, but 54 years old.
Man, condolences, prayers out to his family right now for strength throughout this time. And man, it's still like one of those things where you have to be grateful for what they did while they was here on this earth. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of still amazing to see that he left an impact on this world, and he left a piece of him on this world still, and what he wanted to do. So I think that's still an amazing thing. So we can't allow, this untimely passing of him to be overshadow what he did get a chance to do while he was here, man. Because that is, that's a part of life, man. To live is to die.
Yeah.
So, but prayers to his family right now.
For real. But, to change things to a more positive note, we did touch briefly on the Super Bowl earlier on the episode. And one thing that everybody was talking about when I was watching the Super Bowl, of course, I was on Twitter. And one thing that everybody was talking about at the time was Rihanna's halftime performance. Mm-hmm. And let's just say that according to Rolling Stone, Rihanna's halftime performance had more views than the actual Super Bowl game itself.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
It is. Again, according to Rolling Stone, 118.7 million viewers tuned into the halftime show versus a total of 107 million people who tuned into the entire Super Bowl.
So they was like, oh, yo, Rihanna's on. So she left. All right, y'all. We out.
Yo, pretty much. And I saw a bunch of tweets where women were just like, all right, Rihanna, hurry this up. I want to change the channel. I just want to see you. Like, I've seen those tweets. And if I can come across them again, I'll throw them on screen. But they definitely had me dying.
I mean, I believe it. I went out to watch the game, and, they were playing like live music at the time, and it was interesting because during the halftime show, because during the commercials, of course, they would be playing the music loud, so you really wouldn't hear the commercials. But when Rihanna came on, it cut off. Like the only thing you heard was Rihanna. They like turned it up and everything. So I thought that was very interesting. She definitely made an impact on the Super Bowl, and it was good to see her as she was bearing an infant. Look like
yeah. She said before the halftime show she was going to bring a special guest. And
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she said she was going to bring a special guest, but she didn't want to say who it was. Or she said she might bring a special guest. And afterwards, I saw somebody tweeting, well, so this was the special guest?
Yeah.
But, that was number one trending topic after the halftime show.
Oh, of course.
The fact that she was, or she appeared to have been, carrying child. And shortly afterwards, because it was trending so much and all the social media was talking about it, there was a representative of hers that actually came out and confirmed that she was indeed with child. Mm-hmm. So,
I mean, I heard even, to add to her numbers, like she gained well over 1 million followers within like a short span of time too of that. Because she wasn't paid for the Super Bowl. Like she didn't take a payment. But
really?
Yeah, that's what I heard. So, I mean, I don't know if this was official sources, but, normally I even heard, I think that's what they did last year too. They didn't take a payment, but you get so much notoriety that.
But you know what? Just thinking about it, at least with Rihanna, I know for a fact that her brand Fenty put out so much memorabilia for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, bro.
She had a football line, or she had like an athletic line or a sportswear line that sold jerseys or hoodies strictly for the Super Bowl.
Yeah, bro.
Sold out. Everything was sold out. I'm not going to cap. I liked one of the jerseys that she had, but the joint sold out.
Yeah, dude.
And she also partnered up with Mitchell & Ness and the NFL to release a bunch of hoodies, a coach's jacket, geared towards the NFL.
Yeah, dude.
So, yeah, just all the memorabilia. So, I mean, if she didn't take a payment for her performance, she at least made a bunch of money with her brand, which has made her a billionaire already.
Think about that. Like, if they say the Super Bowl, hey, can you come do something for the Super Bowl, but we're not going to pay you, I think we're still going to be like, yeah, we'll come.
Of course.
We'll be there.
You and I will definitely be there.
Like, you got millions. Think of just the fact of 118 million people, 0.7. That's a lot of viewers. That's like that's way more than a concert can give you, way more than what else she does, like selling albums, I think, at least at one time.
Right.
So that's an amazing.
Hey, kudos to them. Shout out to Rocky and Rihanna for another one.
Pray for
you know what I'm saying?
Safe delivery, man.
Big facts.
Safe pregnancy.
Big facts, yo. Speaking of concerts, this is just something that's not even in the notes, but I just thought about this off the cuff. Beyonce.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
You already know. I don't even have to say anything. You already know.
Bro, people are crazy about this woman.
Yo. Crazy, I think, is an understatement.
Dude.
Like, and this is no shade to the Beehive, because I'm sure if we were to say something negative, they'd all be trying to attack us.
Not negative. I just, people support them. Like,
right. I have nothing negative to say about her either. So, all I'm saying is, as soon as them tickets went live,
Lord have mercy.
People
dropping stacks, bro.
Yes.
I seen somebody checked out. They in total was like $3,000, and I don't even know where their seats was. I doubt their seats was up front for real. I'm pretty sure it's probably like maybe middle, but 3 stacks. I'm like, wow, you got it like that.
That's crazy. Hey, do you? You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely not gonna be mad at what it is that you got going on. I ain't pocket watching. If that's what you want to spend your money on, go ahead.
Yeah. But I heard that the reason why people are going so crazy is because they think that this is one of her last tours.
Really?
That's why. So, well, her last world tour. So, I'm guessing that's why they're going so crazy.
Okay. I didn't hear about that, but hey, kudos to them.
Yeah. So, it's very interesting though.
It is.
Her following is wow. Like, she has an influence on people.
Yes, she does. And I've seen her in concert before too. When her and Jay-Z were here for On the Run 2, to promote that tour and their recent album that they dropped around that time. I took my girlfriend at the time to see the concert, and
was it good?
It was good. It was good. I'm not gonna lie. Like it was a good show. Me personally, even just taking her, I don't think I would have taken her just to see Beyonce by herself. But, this is just something that's an exclusive for this show. If she hears about it, she hears about it. But as of right now, she don't know. But I was fronting like I paid for the tickets, but I didn't.
Yes, guy.
I got them from work.
Yes, guy.
Yeah, I lucked up and I got the tickets from work. And the seats weren't even bad, yo. It's not like I was in the nosebleeds. I wasn't like front row or anything. Like I knew people, like literally knew people who were there the night that I went. And one girl I used to work with at Old Navy, bro, she was like right in the front row.
Oh,
she could like, there was a time where Beyonce and Jay were on a platform and the platform was moving through the audience. And it was like, it would cruise through the audience and then it would go up. She could have reached out and touched Beyonce's hand where she was standing when Beyonce was on that moving platform.
she paid some money then.
She paid some bread.
I mean, that's an experience, bro.
Unless, and I'm not going to discredit this or she don't know. I don't think she listens to the podcast, but I remember when we used to work together, she used to date a trapper. Now, I don't know if she's still with the same trapper and the trapper broke bread. I don't know. That thought crossed my mind. But I really don't know what she's, up to now as far as what she does for a living. Because I know for a fact that when we used to work together, you know what I'm saying, we was both making little to no bread, right? Working retail. Yeah. And she was with a trap star. And we had conversations about it. We laughed about it. But, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if she's still dealing with a D-boy. But, hey, kudos to her, man. She got them up front seats.
That's dope. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it's definitely an experience.
Literally.
This guy.
Bruh.
Nah, for real.
Literally.
That's funny. But some people, I think they said like her performing is kind of like how Michael Jackson was, not of course to that extent, but just how amazing it is to see her. I guess that's how it was when Mike was performing.
I mean, it would have been cool to see Mike perform.
Yeah.
I never had that chance, but
I'm not a concert person. I can't, for me, I just don't care to be around that many people. I just don't. That's
interesting.
That's a lot of people. But then again, I can go to an NBA game. Or a football game. I still don't care to be around that many people, but it's just something about being in a space, I guess, like that. It's different.
I've only been to 3 concerts in my entire life.
I've never been to one.
Wow.
So it's definitely be an experience if I do go. Somebody would have to literally buy me tickets to go because I probably won't.
I was about to say, well, we definitely got to make that happen, but I'm not buying you a ticket. Hey, it's going to have to be a thing to where we get to a point in our lives, a point in our career to where somebody just invites us out.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Maybe if they put us in I'm bougie. I'll be in a suite or something like that.
Hey, I'm right there with you, man.
I'll be in a suite or something.
I'm with it.
So I've had the experience of somebody inviting me out to a suite before, though. That was cool for a baseball game. So I definitely wouldn't have bought that, though.
Sheesh.
So, but that's dope.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rihanna and Beyonce.
For real. And shout out to every single one of y'all who was able to get them tickets because, man.
Kudos to them, for real.
For real. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of legends in the music industry, there was a video that went viral pretty recently of a young woman running up behind Busta Rhymes and violating his personal space by grabbing his backside.
Not the hind side.
The hind side. So Busta turned around and threw a drink on old girl. Have you seen the video?
I have. Very aggressive.
I mean, I wouldn't have thrown the drink on her, but then again, it's like, yo, you were violating my personal space. Nobody invited you up to me to touch me.
Yeah.
Especially not in that manner. But go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying she just grabbed so low. Like, why not just try to touch her shoulder or something like that? She did intentionally look like
she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she went a little low, below the belt.
A little low. She definitely went below the belt. So according to the Shade Room, they caught up to the young lady, and this woman spoke out and said that she was just trying to get a photo with Busta, and she grabbed his backside by mistake.
Oh, hell no.
I don't know.
I mean, from the video, it looked more like she was intentionally going downward. That's why it's like, I don't know. That's debatable. And then the way she looked when he turned around was like, hey, I'm grabbing your backside a little bit. Like, I don't know. It just don't look right, But to me, I mean, I don't really think guys can be like, hey, oh, my bad, I accidentally
Right.
I ain't gonna go over too well.
Because I didn't think about this until you mentioned it before we started recording.
What's up?
But I mean, my main thought was like, what would happen if the roles were reversed? If it was a male fan who walked up on a woman celebrity and grabbed her butt.
Oh, man, it would have been a fight. It would have been, what you doing? Like disrespecting, probably sexual harassment case behind it. Who knows?
And then you reminded me of something that I forgot about, because I did see something about this online, but a similar situation happened not too long ago with Ice Spice.
Shout out to Ice Spice.
Yeah, shout out to Ice Spice. According to Say Cheese, you know, they said some guys tried grabbing Ice Spice during her performance in Brooklyn, and there was a huge crowd around them. So I don't know if security yoked them up. But it looked like it could have been a fight if there wasn't an actual fight. It looked like there could have definitely been one. So, I mean, that just kind of speaks to the role reversal. Like, it's more so, in my eyes anyway, I see that it seems to be more frowned upon if a man were to go up and grab a woman. Now, with Ice Spice's video, I mean, it's kind of blurry, and the camera was kind of shaky. So I don't know where this guy grabbed her. I don't know if he tried to like grab her arm, or if he tried to grab, you know, one of her private parts while she was performing. But the music stopped. She stopped performing, and it looked like security was around her. But I ain't seen nobody swinging anything like that.
Right.
But I don't know.
I mean, regardless of the matter is, you got to respect people's personal space.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Keep your hands to yourself, yo.
Exactly. So, I mean, at the end of the day, both parties who did what they did seemed like they kind of got what, I don't want to say they deserved, but they got
let's just say they got the attention they were looking for.
Yeah. Or, it's
but
just,
it was more negative than what they expected.
You know what I mean? It's what is the law that says for every action there's a equal or opposite or equal and opposite reaction.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what it is. You got what you had coming for you. So you can't expect nothing else. It's nothing different. So don't go out there grabbing people, bro. Respect people, man.
That's a fact, man. It's all about, like you said, respecting people's boundaries, respecting people's personal space. I personally would never, walk up and grab somebody, even if, all right, I'm not going to say even if, like, they wanted me to do it or expected me to do it, because that, if it's consensual, sure, why not? But then in today's day and age, man, it's kind of hard to tell, because supposedly, and this is something that a woman had to teach me not too long ago, consent can be withdrawn. So one moment somebody can want to be touched by you or could want something from you in that manner, and the next thing you know, it can be withdrawn. And then some other allegations can come about.
I mean, okay, are we talking about withdrawn within that time frame, or are we talking about withdrawn after things have been
either or?
Then that's kind of shaky. Then, like,
it is.
If you say we can do something and we did it, and then 2 days later you're like, know what? I take that back. I don't think we could have done that, and you hurt me. That's not right. Then at that point,
it's not right. And I'm not saying it was right, but I'm just in this day and age, man. It's like, I don't know. I try my hardest to keep my hands to myself, unless it's like absolutely warranted.
Yeah. Like
when I'm kicking it with a young lady who I'm pursuing, feelings is mutual. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was kicking it with Miss Olympics not too long ago, some things went down. I'm gonna just put it that way.
Yeah.
Nothing too out there, but some things went down, and let's just say both of us got a little grabby, but it's expected. We kicking it.
Right.
And it was a mutual exchange.
Yeah.
And it was definitely consensual. So,
I mean, yeah, I never understood that too. For me, I'm the type of person where I'm so laid back to where a lot of times the female would often make their move, and that way I know for sure.
Yeah,
you making your move, okay, I know it ain't nothing.
I was definitely like that growing up. Like the first person I ever like did anything with. She made the first move. Yeah. With everything that we did. She made the first move with everything. And I was just like, okay. Like, here I was, like a 14-year-old boy, just like, okay. Like I'm not touching nobody.
Yeah.
I didn't want nobody. Like, I ain't want nobody going to like the principal or going to any of the teachers. Be like, yo, Brandon did this to me. Brandon did that to me.
Yeah.
And of course, you know the stigma, man. It's like we're always supposed to be the ones who want it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So back then, especially back then, no girl was gonna be like, oh, well, I can do this to him, and he's just gonna go tell on me.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, we weren't gonna say nothing. We were just gonna sit there, let everything happen, and do what we wanted to do back.
Pretty much. So, the moral of the story, ladies and gentlemen, keep your hands to yourself unless someone asks you to touch them. I guess.
I mean, I don't know. When you put it like that, dog, it's kind of like a gray area. And it just reminds me, to be honest, it reminds me of this story that I heard recently. And we can definitely talk a little bit more about it, like in depth at a later episode, because I really didn't want to talk about it too much today. But recently, there were 2 former Ohio State football players, both aged 24, who were recently found not guilty of, let's just say, sexually assaulting a female student who I believe was a freshman at the time, because this happened 3 years ago in 2020. And she accused them of sexually assaulting them. Mm-hmm. But, you know, after the accusation, of course, they got kicked off the football team and they got into some hot water with the law. And they were on trial recently and they were found not guilty because of a key piece of evidence. That key piece of evidence was a video that they had of her consenting to the act. So one of the 2 gentlemen supposedly was kicking it with her. Things got a little intimate, or were about to get a little intimate. And she went over to, I think she went over to his apartment. Mm-hmm. And she, at the time, I believe the gentleman she was kicking it with shared an apartment with another guy who was also on the football team. And when I was watching a clip of the trial, I think it was the prosecutor who was trying to argue that this young lady went over to old boy's house to, just chill, watch movies, and play video games. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking like, okay, that's possible. But also at the same time, you're talking about 2 young college students who were going over to somebody's, dorm room or apartment. Now, I can tell you, when I was in a young lady's dorm room, when I was in college,
Lord have mercy.
We definitely were not trying to watch movies. Well, we were Netflix and chilling back then. But we definitely weren't just trying to watch Netflix. And we definitely weren't just trying to play video games. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Anything could happen, They probably were trying to play video games and watch a movie. But we don't know. We weren't there.
Right.
But eventually, one thing led to another. And the 2 of them were getting it in. And then I guess the roommate came in the building and it was cool for him to join in. So he did. Mm. Oh. So, yeah. If it wasn't for this key piece of evidence, I'm sure these young men would have gotten a hefty sentence and been found guilty because of, the accusation, I should say. Right. Because actually it was their teammates beforehand who told them to make sure they get video footage of the young woman, or of any young woman, I guess, that they were messing with, consenting to any sexual acts. Yeah. And they took that advice. Yeah. They got video footage of her consenting.
Well, hey, look at that.
But there was a rumor going around. I don't know how true this is, but allegedly she consented and then later on regretted it. And somebody said, again, this is all alleged, I don't know if this is true or not, but somebody said that she had spoke to her father about it because she had regretted it. And her father told her, if you're not cool with this, then you should report them. Mm-hmm. And that's where the allegations came from. Yeah. So she called the police afterwards and said that they had assaulted her.
Yeah, that go that gray area.
Yeah. So again, I mean, in this day and age, man, like you just got to be careful. And this is just a message to the fellas out there. Of course, along with what we said, for both men and women, keep your hands to yourself unless it's absolutely warranted. You have an agreement. You have consent from both parties. to do whatever it is that y'all about to do. But to my fellas out there, yo, we've mentioned this in a previous episode, but discipline is so important, yo. Especially if you're gonna be on your purpose, man. Like these two gentlemen were football players at Ohio State. They could have had a shot at the NFL. And this was all ruined because of an accusation.
I mean, you know, depending on who their coach was and things like that, you know, that's one of the things that they try to warn you about, man. I forgot who it was again, but he basically stated like there's 5 things. Oh, it was Warren Sapp. He talks about, you know, 5 things that Coach Tony Dungy would tell him about that you just got to be mindful of, and women was one of them. Women staying out the dark late and drinking and drugs and stuff like that. But he was like, those 5 key things often bring down men. They often are the things that normally they get them in trouble. So he was like, make sure you watch out for those things, and especially being an athlete, man, you have a telescope on you. You know, you have a magnifying glass on your life, so you definitely have to be careful. But not only for the athletes, but us as men, you got to make good choices, make wise decisions. And like I always believe, dude, I truly believe this. Right before you about to do something that's just don't seem right or feel right, or it might be wrong, there's always a split second or a moment of like, man, should I go left or should I go right? And it's always an opportunity to kind of go the right way. And I'm pretty sure those fellas got that moment. They just probably didn't listen to it. But thank God that, you know, the truth came out.
Right.
You know, but it was unfortunate that it did come to the detriment of them potentially losing out on being in the NFL. And
you think about it, man, it's like all those many years of hard work.
Yeah.
Like you don't just decide one day like, oh, I'm just going to play football.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to play football for college. Nah, like.
It starts with a kid.
Right. Think of all the football players or former football players that we know. They were playing since they were children.
Mm-hmm.
So you think about all those decades of being on the field, taking hits, running. And even with that, like a lot of the football players who I went to high school with, they didn't just play football. They ran track.
Yes.
That's a lot of hard work.
Athletes.
So they played football, they ran track. Some of them also played basketball. You know, so you have years of hard work and dedication put in.
Yeah.
2-a-days.
Oh, yeah.
In the hot summer sun. When school ain't even in session. Mm-hmm. Just to get to a point to where one pivotal moment in your life throws all of that away. Now, only God knows what's going to happen as far as these young men's careers. Like if you think about, another story we talked about in the previous episode regarding Brian Banks. He was another gentleman who was falsely accused of sexually assaulting a woman when he was in high school. But he was actually convicted and served 6 years in prison. But he was acquitted afterwards because the young lady was caught on camera admitting that she lied. And after that, and only after that, was Brian Banks released from prison. And then, finally had a shot at the NFL because he was still in his 20s. And he decided, why not? My story is nationwide. People know about what happened to me. People know that my college scholarships were stripped away from me because of this accusation, because of my conviction. My dreams of going to the NFL were taken away from me because of this conviction. But I was wrongfully accused, and everybody knows that now. So let me get a shot at it. So Brian Banks ended up going to the NFL afterwards, and I know he played for the Falcons, and I think he was traded shortly after, but he played for the Falcons for at least a season or two. So, maybe these young men will also have a similar chance. Who knows?
I believe in redemption and, things like that. So,
especially if you didn't do it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, again, neither one of us were there. So neither one of us know for sure if the young lady was actually telling the truth or not. But again, another thing that the prosecution was trying to argue with this video footage was that she was coerced into saying what she said on camera. Of course, that didn't fly because jury found them not guilty, but you never know. There's a possibility, not saying that this was actually the case, but there's a possibility that she could have been coerced into saying what she said on camera and then later on reported the assault. Who knows? We weren't there. I don't know. But they were found not guilty.
That's a tough one, man. That's a gray area.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I don't know. Just be careful. Please be careful, y'all.
Fellas, I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face. Like, we will talk about this again. Like, this is not the last time. And even the next time is not going to be the last time. I'm going to keep saying this to protect you guys as much as possible, to even protect ourselves as much as possible, because we got to keep saying it for us, for the fellas that are close, for the fellas who are close to us, for the fellas who might run in similar circles to us. Like, we got to keep saying it for everybody out there. Stay on your purpose, man. Stay on your grind. If you have dreams in life, you have hopes in life, you have a career path that you have chosen, focus on that. Leave these women alone. Leave them alone, because all it takes is for one to say that you did something to her. And we all know that in that situation, us fellas are pretty much guilty until proven innocent. I mean, and that's just how it goes. Like, normally in situations like this, society is more times than not going to take the woman's side until she is proven to be wrong. I mean, I know this is kind of like a cheesy example, but, thinking about this, I mean, it kind of proves the point. Like, think about Maury's show. Again, I know this is cheesy, but all the times Maury had the whole, paternity test shows or whatever, like we know how a lot of those went. Like, either you are the father or you're not the father. Mm-hmm. No matter what, the women would always go out first, tell their side of the story, be like, look at the baby, look at him. He's definitely the father, blah, blah, blah. And then when the man came out, boo, boo, boo. Like, everybody was booing him. And then when the results came out, you are not the father. All those boos turned into this. So it's like, yo, I was a villain just a few minutes ago. Now all of a sudden, y'all cheering me on, y'all clapping me on because I was telling the truth the entire time.
Yep.
Again, I know that was a cheesy example, but in situations like this, fellas, we are guilty until proven innocent. Discipline is so important, man. Like, there's a reason why I don't just go out there and smash any woman who wants me to smash. All it takes is one to throw me off my path, yo. I have so many important things that I want to do in my life. And I want to build myself up to be the man that I want to be, because I'm not even him yet. And I want a wife. I don't want to just go out there and smash a whole bunch of randoms. So I'm going to put it that way, man. Just, again, we're going to talk about it at a later date, but discipline, control yourself, stay focused. What did Dr. Umar always say? Consciousness over coochie.
Yes, guy.
Politics over punani.
Yes, guy.
We got to build the nation first. If I give up all my testosterone, I won't have no energy to build the nation. I got to build first, okay? We must build before the back shots. We must handle the business before the back shots. It is consciousness over the cookies. It is politics over the punani. It is revolution over the romance. Sister Danielle wants to have a baby with King Kongalicious. She fine too. Lord have mercy. Might have triplets. But Sister Danielle, stay focused, my sister. Understand, overstand, and understand that the building, the nation building must come before the back shots. I said the nation building must come before the back shots. Brothers and sisters, we must stay focused. We must stay focused.
Isn't that suspicious? I think that's suspicious. Shout out Dr. Umar.
Thanks.
You don't find that suspicious?
So just like in the previous episode, when we briefly mentioned the story of a woman who went viral for accusing a man of being a creep in a gym, LA Fitness is allegedly taking a stand against these false allegations of men being labeled as creeps inside of the gym.
Yeah, there's some information that's going viral about how LA Fitness is now pretty much banning anybody who is caught recording footage of people in the gym without their consent.
So LA Fitness has updated their new policy. Taking pictures of someone else without their permission will get you terminated for your membership and contact with the law enforcement. The confusing part is people like to flex and record themselves when they do reps, and people just walk by or whatever the freaking reason may be. So anyone at this point can be like, hey, why are you recording me? Get an argument with you, delete the video or whatever, or get you kicked out. You know what I'm saying? Karens are going to have a blast using this shit now.
Now, I know that that's a tricky one, but, you know, sometimes we go to the gym, we want to record ourselves working out because it's a part of our fitness journey. It's a part of showing the progress. Mm-hmm. Like right now, I weigh 200 some pounds. But, you know, when I'm in the gym and I'm focused and I'm getting it in, I want to take, you know, some video footage of me doing whatever it is that I got to do so that when I'm less than the 200 something pounds that I am now, you can see how I got there.
Yeah.
But if somebody just happens to be in the background of my video, I mean, I do work out at LA Fitness. So if I'm caught, you know, recording somebody without consent, or if they snitch on me or something like that, like, yo, I was in his video and, you know, I was uncomfortable, like blah, blah, blah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Things can get pretty sticky at the gym. Like I could potentially lose my membership.
Yeah.
According to what I'm seeing on the internet. So this is all alleged, but I mean, there's signs that are starting to go up in these gyms. So, I mean, for now we'll say allegedly, but you know, y'all have seen videos, I'm sure. And of course we've shown a video of it as well. It's all over Twitter. And I don't know how I feel about that, really.
About what? The
just
recording or the?
I mean, the whole, okay. First, I don't know how I feel about, well, I mean, I know how I feel about people accusing other people in their videos of being creeps. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, like I said, we touched on it in the previous episode about how, I think her name was Jessica. She was recording a video of her working out, and then she called a guy in her background a creep, and she was saying a whole bunch of stuff about him and went viral for it.
Stupid piece of shit. I hate this. I hate this. I hate when there's weirdos. It makes me so uncomfortable. Feral, like feral. There's mirrors everywhere, so it's like you can easily catch people.
And the internet, like, literally ripped her a new one, men and women. And, you know, there was a bunch of women who were advocating for all women gyms so they wouldn't have to deal with, quote unquote, men being creeps behind them in the gym while they're just working out. And then you had a whole bunch of other women who were just like, first of all, he wasn't being a creep. You were taking too long in the equipment. He might have wanted to use it. And you were just sitting there talking to yourself while recording a video. So he might have been wondering why, you know, is she taking so long? And you just happened to catch him glancing over at you. So, I mean, there's so many different avenues to that specific situation. So I know how I feel about that. Mm-hmm. I just don't know how I feel about, you know, gyms potentially banning people for recording footage of themselves working out, and somebody just so happened to walk in the background and, you know, get caught on camera without their consent. That's the only thing I don't know how I feel about, for real.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you on that one. I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. It's kind of hard because, you know, now it's like one of those things where one messes it up for everybody.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what it's looking like. So I don't really know I don't really go to a gym a lot. I just use my home gym or, you know, stuff at home. But I would like to go to a gym. And I do see people, you know, they record themselves. And I ain't gonna lie.
I've done it.
Yeah, I think about it. It's a lot of fitness trainers you see I do follow. And I do be liking the workouts they put on there. So it's kind of helpful. So I guess, I don't know. I guess that would suck if they just, you know, ban it and take it away. I don't really know how you go about that one. Yeah,
because my membership is not cheap. Mm-hmm. And I would hate to get kicked out and lose my membership just because, you know, somebody happens to walk in my video while I'm filming myself working out. But I mean, again, that's kind of a gray area in itself because gyms can be packed.
Very. Depending on the time you go?
Depending on the time you go. Like, I've been in the gym 5 in the morning, and it's not, well, I mean, there's a lot of people there who are working out before they go to work. Mm-hmm. But then like there was a time where I used to go to the gym at like 10 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. Nobody would be in there because everybody would be at work. And I would go on my off days. So it's like, okay, well, nobody else is there. I get to use any piece of equipment that I want to for how long I want to. It's not like anybody's waiting behind me to use it. So I don't know. Again, depending on what time you go, you may have somebody walking into your shot if you're recording yourself, or you may not have anybody walking into your shot.
I don't know, bro. This. Like I said, this one is one person has messed it up for everybody. And I know some of those videos, we talked about it too. Some of those videos they're fake. Like they literally do that on purpose or something like that. So I definitely have seen some of those, but
that's a good point too, because a lot of videos that we see online, like going viral and whatnot, we don't know which ones are staged. I mean, it's gotten to a point now to where you could tell a bunch of them are staged, right? But some of them you just kind of look at it and you question, like, is this real or is it not?
Yeah.
Oh man, like I've seen a few of them lately where it's just like, you know, you're like, man, that's fake. Like, okay, for example, there was one that went pretty viral after the Eagles lost the Super Bowl. There was a video of this dude at a Super Bowl party, right? Of course, the camera's on him, but the camera was on him because he was supposedly losing his mind after the Eagles lost. He was decked out in Philly gear, and he smashed up the TV. He was so pissed that he punched the flat screen on the wall. Everybody around him was like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? He punched it several times, and he supposedly ripped it off the wall and started stomping on the TV. Here's two things that told me that it was fake. Number one, the person in the Eagles gear was this dude by the name of Funny Mike.
Oh.
You know who that is?
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been on Wild 'N Out. He's famous for doing his Kevin Gates impression, which he does a really good job at, I might add. He has one of the best Kevin Gates impressions I've ever heard. But I mean, he's out there always doing comedy skits. So that was a dead giveaway to let me know that this was fake. And number two, the TV was sitting on top of the fireplace. It wasn't mounted on a wall. Like there was a wall mount up there, but the TV was not mounted on the wall mount. So it was on the fireplace. Like they meant to just definitely pull it down.
Yeah.
And Mike got money.
Of course.
So he damaged the, I mean, flat screen TVs are not even expensive these days unless they're like huge.
Yeah. Or depending on how new technology they are.
That's true. But I mean, if you got a flat screen TV that costs like $300, that might be a lot to us. But to somebody who got bread, I mean, he's probably like, yo, this is nothing. I'm going to make it back anyway.
Drop in the bucket.
Right. So that was definitely a dead giveaway, or two dead giveaways that video was fake.
Yeah.
But it went viral.
That's what he wanted exactly too. But yeah. Look, man, I don't know. A lot of these stuff is staged, bro, but that's the world we live in today, brother. You know, that's just the world. That shows you how powerful social media is, and you know, they just want to. I think LA Fitness just want to protect themselves legally.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
They want to make sure that hey, you know, we ain't trying to get sued by nobody. So they trying to cover their butts now, so that nobody else can come at them like, hey, why didn't y'all do anything about this situation? Why are y'all letting this person into y'all gym? And I understand. After working for a corporation, I get it. Trust me. That's what they wanted. They want to protect themselves.
And it's gotten even to the point to where a lot of these brothers are out here trying to protect themselves in the gym. Like there was one clip that went viral as well of a young lady doing squats at the squat rack. And I guess she bit off more than she could chew. And as she was doing squats, she got down, she got low, but she couldn't get back up. And she was stuck with the weight on her shoulders. So she was looking around and she was like, excuse me. Nobody came to her rescue to spot her and help her back up.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Yo, men are so afraid they're going to get called a pervert at the gym that nobody saw that woman was in trouble.
I don't know what she did because the video cut off. So I don't know if that was staged or if that was just a situation of men just being like, you know what? There's too many brothers out here.
Sorry, yo.
Right. Like, I'm not.
Figure it out. Can't do nothing. It's tough.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Nah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Cause she it's so backwards. She could turn around. Ew, don't help me. How dare you help me? I got this. I know.
That's true. So again, mostly we're guilty until proven innocent. So I can understand that. Like I go to the gym to work out. I'm not going to fraternize. I'm not going to talk to anybody, especially no women at the gym.
Yeah.
If she strikes up a conversation with me, cool. I'm not going to intentionally look at anybody.
Yeah.
I just want to focus on my workout, get in, get out.
That's one of the reasons why. Another reason I don't have a gym membership, because when I used to go, man, it's distractions upon distractions up in that.
That's true.
Lord have mercy. If you go at the wrong time, brother, you working out, but man, your eyes is my eyes. I'll be honest, my eyes was wandering like a mug, bro. Because come on now, sometimes some of these gym outfits. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. You know what you look like before you leave the house.
And it even got to a point to where there was a bunch of women who have spoken out about this. Mm-hmm. Like there's this one woman who whose videos I see on YouTube every once in a while. I believe her name is Amala Ekpanobi. I think she's Nigerian from, what she might have said in one of her videos, but she put out a video that's titled "Don't Sexualize Yourself and Then Complain About Being Sexualized." And it's almost a 9.5 minute video of women in the gym who are wearing attire that you kind of pointed out that can definitely be a distraction. And even the thumbnail that she used, short shorts, skin tight leggings. One woman actually has her back out. Yeah, her whole back is exposed in the gym. And now, hey, I'm not going to tell another grown adult what to wear to the gym. Mm-hmm. If any man or any woman's going to the gym and they're, wearing outfits that are revealing, that's on them. I get it. Sometimes you want to see your gains. You want to see your progress. Because right now the most skin I'll probably show would be my legs if I'm wearing shorts, or my arms if I'm wearing something sleeveless. But let it get to the point to where I start getting cut up. You know what I'm saying? I might start to show a little more skin in the gym just because I like seeing my progress. Mm-hmm. But in situations like this, or what you were just talking about, how, there's a lot of distractions there. Not saying that they, go to the gym specifically to be distractions, but from this young lady's perspective, when she made this video, and I actually watched it, or I watched somebody do a review on her video, and she was talking about how one woman who she saw on TikTok was wearing some, I think, bright lime green or, yellow leggings. And I think her video hit like 51 million views on TikTok. Mm-hmm. She knew what she was doing. And, hey, it worked out.
Can't get mad if a man is looking at you.
That's true. But fellas also go in there with blinders on.
Of course, man. Don't get distracted. It's all a lesson behind that, too.
Yeah. Stay focused.
Stay focused.
We must stay...
Stay focused. I forgot what you said.
But Dr. Umar said,
Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
We must stay focused.
Big facts, though. Big facts, man. But yeah, I can understand that. Be careful, fellas and ladies. I ain't gonna just point out the fellas. Be careful, ladies too. They got to be careful too.
I mean, yeah, of course. I can't really relate to the distractions that they may face in the gym, but I mean, you might just be saying be careful because. Why are you saying be careful?
I mean, hey, I don't know.
Bruh.
Maybe I've gotten sexualized by a woman before. I don't know. Be careful.
I mean, it happens to the best of us. I know I have. I don't know. Nah, I mean, like, listen, I've told the story before, and it even got to the point to where Miss Olympics was talking to me about it. She was like, well, didn't you say once that, you got coerced into sex before? I was like, yeah. I mean, it happens. Mm-hmm. Like, this young woman who I was with, like, she definitely was sexualizing me. Mm-hmm. It happens.
It does.
Be careful.
Definitely. It's dangerous out here.
Yeah.
Be wise.
I'm trying to get out these streets, bro. It's dangerous in these streets.
It is dangerous.
Bruh.
I'm just walking across the street. That's all.
It's an evil world we live in. But hey, I'm gonna keep living.
Yo,
Lord have mercy.
yo, I'm weak. Weak.
God is good. It's not like
On that note, yeah, definitely, ladies and gentlemen, be careful. I was not expecting that, but you know, hey, it comes with the territory. We know what we're talking about. Maybe, you know, one day y'all might, but we know what we're discussing here. Stay focused, brothers.
Yes.
Really, like, practice discipline. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go out there and smash every single woman that you can just because she's allowing you to do so. All right. Number one, accidents do happen, right? And then you might end up with a baby mama who you don't particularly care for, but you definitely weren't thinking about that when she was letting you clap. You know what I'm saying? Number two, something negative may come your way as a result of consent being withdrawn after the fact. You just never know. You never know. So if you guys don't learn any lessons from this particular episode, just learn to remain focused and just stay on your path, man. Mm-hmm. I know all of us don't believe in marriage. Not everyone believes in marriage. I mean, I believe in marriage. Mike believes in marriage. Mm-hmm. But I know everybody out there doesn't believe in it. But still, you want to get to a point to where you build yourself up to be the man that you want to be. Then attract the wife that you want to attract. Settle down, get married, have kids. I want to see more husbands and wives, not baby mamas and baby fathers. That's another topic for another episode that we got planned for y'all, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, slow.
Anything else you got to say for the people, Mike?
You pretty much hit it on the head, brother. Just like you said, just be careful and try to think before you do something. Like I said, I believe you get a split moment of, dang, is this really the right thing to do? You know, just try to listen to that still voice and oftentimes think of what is after, what's going to happen after. That's what will save you from a lot of situations. Really play that situation out in your head. I know it's easier said than done, but if you can do it, it will keep you from a lot of situations. So just be wise. Men and women, be wise. That's it.
Cool. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, definitely, if you have made it to the end of this episode, shout out to y'all. We would like to thank each and every single one of y'all for tuning in and staying to listen to the entire episode, because that truly means a lot to us. This one kind of was just off the cuff. I mean, we had some things written down, of course, but you know, other things just kind of came to mind and came to our hearts that we had to speak on. So if you guys are still here and definitely still watching us on YouTube, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, ring that bell notification so you never miss when we upload a new video. Drop your comments down below. And if you're listening to us on the audio platforms and you have yet to leave us a review, what are you waiting on? Go ahead and drop that review. We're going to give you guys another few minutes. Now, I know that wasn't a few minutes, but we're still going to give you time to leave the review. Don't worry, the episode's almost over. Leave a review, please. It greatly means the world to us, man. And we would love to hear feedback from each and every single one of y'all, especially if you leave a 5-star. Or as Mike would say, leave a 4-star.
No, I said
we're not going to get into that. I was being generous when I said 4-star. I know what you're about to say. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much.
Yes.
For tuning into another episode of Residual Impact. And you know we cannot leave without saying,
where you are today
is a residual outcome
of the thoughts you had
in the past.
Just like that.
Straight up.
Peace out.
Till next time.
For sure.
Peace.
Let go.